everybody. Like I said, I'm going to give you the tutorial on how to make WNW's Thunder. I already gave you a preview in the other one, but here it is again if you haven't heard it yet. Alright, so I'm going to be showing you how to make the synths, none of the effects or drums or anything because, I mean, you can figure that out, it's not too hard. The bass drum, I mean, that's probably one of the hardest things to find. I actually just sampled it straight from the song. As you can see here, it's really odd waveform, but this is what it sounds like by itself here. You can hear at the very end, this little end part, I had to piece some things together so I didn't have a note playing at the same time as it usually does. There's only a couple times when there's no notes playing, but they don't mash up, so but you can't tell you can't hear this part right here when the actual song is playing. So, all right. So, to start off with, we are going to start with the main lead here. Saw lead sounds like this. Alright, everyone thinks this is like super complicated. It's really not. You just have to go watch my Super Saw tutorial. So here's the link to that if you haven't watched it yet. And then once you are finished with that, go ahead and once you're done making the Super Saw, go ahead and open it up. And what you're going to do is the release on both, on part A and part B. You want to pull it up to 4 or so. I mean, its release is not that sensitive, so if you pull it around 4, it should sound pretty good. Then after that, I'm going to actually show you guys what effects you need for all these synths here. So for the synth or the saw lead here, just pull up a compressor and then pull the threshold down to 12 decibels, or negative 12 decibels. So that's really all you have to do. Basically, all compressors do is they take all the quieter frequencies that are in the synth and they slowly rise them to make it so all the frequencies are equal. Or equal sounding, I guess. I don't know how to put it really. It's a little complicated, but short and sweet version. You know, like I said, it just takes all the quieter the quieter sounds and makes them louder to make it one even sound. So that's just kind of a rough idea of what it is. So then, after you're done with the compressor, just add a sausage fattener. If you do not have a sausage fattener, that is perfectly fine. You can just take a limiter and plop it on there and pull it up to 7 decibels. And and for the sausage fattener, just put it onto 18% or not 19, 18% fatness. I don't know. That'll have some crazy guys, but yeah, just put it to 18%. But just to show you that there's no difference here. I will show you the one with the sausage fattener, then one with the limiter here. Then turn the sausage fattener off and turn the limiter on. This is what we have. It could be a little louder, maybe 7.5. As you can tell, it's not going to be as crisp as the sausage fattener is, but it's a really good alternate to the sausage fattener. It's just a limiter with the gain pulled up. So, alright. So you're done with that lead. So now we're going to move on to the simplest of all of these leads here. It's going to be the square lead they have here. Alright, so once again, pull up a Syenth here. No, shut up. So, like I said, pull up Syenth, initialize the preset. In oscillator A1, it's going to be a square wave. So go ahead and pull it to a square wave. Then it's going to be 2 voices. So go ahead and pull it up to 2 voices. Then the detune, you want to pull up to 3.43. So yeah, just pull it up to 3.43. That's what I have it. If it's pretty close, then you'll be fine. And then you will be, I think that's just about it. Oh yeah, the release in the amp envelope A, you want to pull that up to 1.5 just to kind of give it a nice little release. Then the EQ, you want to turn the EQ on, make it a 2-pole EQ. Then the bass, you want to pull to 3.79 or just above a quarter. That's another way to look at it. Then bass frequency, you want to pull to above a quarter as well. I put it at 40 Hertz. Then the treble, you want to pull just below half to 6.29. That's what I have it at. Then the treble frequency, you want to pull to 20,062 or 2,062 or 20,162. Wow. So that's that. Then the reverb, go ahead and go into that, turn that on. You want to pull the size down to 5.6 or 26. Then the pre-delay, pull all the way down. The width, pull all the way up to 100%. The dry wet, just pull to 50%. And then the damp, you want to just pull to 4.1. That's what I have it at. So, and then once you're done, you should have this sound. I guess maybe not that actual sound, but you have to take a compressor. And once again, I do the same thing for all my synths here. I take a compressor, put it on there, pull it down to 12 decibels. That's usually around the good range to where everything is nice and even. So yeah, just grab a compressor, put it on there, pull it to negative 12 decibels. And then once again, you can either do a sausage fattener or a limiter. I have the limiter up to 7.2, or you can just do the sausage fattener up to 18%, just like you did for the last one. So, alright, so that's that. Together, they should sound like this. The saw lead here might be a little loud, so you can pull it down a bit if you want to, just kind of so you can hear the other lead. There we go, and so that's that. Now moving on to the last synth, the one you are all waiting for, the drop saw. This one is a little complicated, not too complicated. I mean, there's just a lot of effects on it. That's what really makes the sound. It's not the synth itself, it's the effects on it. So this is it by itself here. Alright, so go ahead and pull up a Syenth, initialize the preset. Then what you're going to do in oscillator A1 is you're going to, it's going to be a saw wave. You're going to pull it up to 8 voices. You're going to turn the retrig button off. You're going to take the octave and pull it down to -1. Then the detune, you're going to pull it up to 4.67. That's what I have it at. Alright, then moving to the amp envelope A in the middle, pull the release up to 4, or I have it at 3.95, it really doesn't matter, but if, like I said, if it's anywhere in the general region, you'll be fine, just around 4. Then in oscillator A2, you're going to make it a saw wave, just like the other one. Pull it up to 8 voices, and turn the retrig button off again. The octave, pull down to -1 as well. Then the detune, you're going to pull up to 5, so just right in the middle there. Alright. Then, in the center console here, you're going to turn on the EQ. Let's go ahead and turn that puppy on. Make it a 2-pole. For the bass, you want to make the bass 2.5 decibels, so about a quarter way there. The bass frequency, you want to pull to above half to about 173 hertz. So about what I have it at. The treble, you want to pull up to 5.57. Then the treble frequency pulled to half, which is exactly 3,520 hertz. So finish with the EQ there. Then this is another important part here, the compression on this one. You want to do the Syenth compression as well as other compression, or else it'll sound weak. So you just want to have a lot of compression on this one. The ratio, you want to pull to 1.14 to 1. So right there. The threshold, you want to have at exactly -15 decibels. So this one you pull down a little further than what the other compressor would be. Then the attack, you pull to 37.94 milliseconds. So it's a very small attack, but this is a key part here. Then the release, pull up to 150.7 milliseconds. That's what I have it at. Alright, and that's that. Then, this is actually one of the more important parts down here, the mod envelope 1 in the bottom left. Go ahead and go down here on the little green box, go to pitch AB. Then the knob next to it, you want to pull to 2.38, so that's positive 2.38. Then the decay, you want to pull up to 0.092, or just around there. But yeah, this is just giving it a nice little click before, hold on, let me just turn all the stuff off so you can hear what it sounds like without it. It gives it a nice little click before a little, I guess, a little drop. A little, instead of rising up to the note, it comes down to the note. And kind of how it gives it like a little click. So this is what it sounds like right so far. As you can tell, it sounds kind of weak, but we still have, as you can see, plenty of things to do to it here. So, go ahead and pull up a compressor. I'll just kind of go through these one by one. Pull up a compressor, once again pull it down to -12 decibels. This is what it should sound like now. So you can tell it sounds a little louder, a little more full, and that's all the compressor doing that job for you. Then skip this compressor. This is, you can do side chaining however you want to. I just did it with the bass drum. Just a short little attack for it, just to kind of leave room for the synth to come through. So yeah, do side chaining however you want, so I'm not going to deal with that. EQ8, this part is actually pretty important because you have to leave room for the bass drum to come through. Technically with this song you don't even really need side chaining, because if you EQ the synth right, you don't need any room for the bass drum to come through. You'll hear it no matter what. So, and it won't sound too muddy. So what I did is just to make this easier on everyone, you go ahead and pull up an EQ8. Then if you have Ableton 9, I don't know, I can't remember if it does this on Ableton 8 or not, but if you double click in here, it should bring up, it up here, and you should be able to move the knobs up here, or down here, I guess. So for the first column, you don't even need to look at the EQ here. You can just follow the knobs here and you'll get the same shape here. So in your options that you have here, make it a cutoff here for number 1. And then you're going to take the frequency, you're going to put it to 237 hertz. So you can see it moving there. So pull to 237 or so. 231, I guess, is fine. I wonder if this works here. Nope. Okay, so yeah, do 231. That's fine. Then the Q at the bottom here should be at 0.7. It should be the neutral amount, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure though, but if it's not at 0.7, then pull it down to that. Alright, then in the second column here, this is going to be just an even EQ range here. You're going to put the frequency to 790 hertz or so, if you can. I guess it's kind of touchy, but if you drag it along here, you should be able to get it. Or 793, whatever works. All right, and then the gain it should be at 2.14 decibels. Then what you want to do is you want to take the Q, and you're going to pull it up to 2.01. Hold on, I'm just going to cat out. Alright, so like I said, go to take the Q to 2.1. Now the third section here, you're going to pull the frequency to 2.61 kilohertz. Around there, just if it's anywhere close, you're fine, like I always say. Then the gain, pull up to 2.32. Then the Q, I have it at 0.71. If it's at 0.7, that's fine. Looks like 0.71, that is actually the neutral zone there. Alright, then in section 4, take the frequency, pull up to 16 kilohertz, so 16,000 hertz. And then the gain, pull up to 1.7, and the Q should be at 0.71, and this one you want to make a rise. So it should be on flat right now, but you want to make it so it just rises off and keeps going, but you can't see it. But alright, and then you were done with that. This is what it should sound like right now. Without it, you can hear that there's a bit more bass in it if you have headphones, and if you're just listening through your computer, you can't really hear it, but there's some bass in there that's going to clash with the bass drum, and it'll sound muddy. So with this on, it really turns it off there. Alright. Then, once again, we have our sausage friend here. Oh, haha. So, this is the same as all the other ones. Just turn up to 18% fatness, or take a limiter and pull it to about 7 decibels. And you should have about the same sound. Then, the overdrive is the next part here. So go ahead and pull an overdrive into your plethora of things you're adding here, effects. The overdrive, you want to pull the filter frequency here. You want to pull that to 1.56 kilohertz. Then the filter width, you want to pull to 5.28. The drive, put at 50%, and the tone, put at 29%. Then this is what you should have. So you can tell it's a lot, the overdrive is driving it harder, and it sounds a lot more intense and exciting. So, alright, now this is, I mean, the reverb is kind of hard to master, the style they did in this song. It has a really, really, really long delay to it. I don't know if they sidechained it or did something to it, but go ahead and pull up a reverb. You want to turn the spin off, spin and the high and the chorus should all be turned on. You want to turn all those off. And then I believe either low or high. I think low cut's usually turned off. So yeah, turn low cut on. You want to pull the in filter frequency to 949 hertz around there, and then the width you want to pull to 5.81. Then to get that really big delay at the very end of it, you want to pull the pre-delay. It should be pretty low. You want to pull it up to 250 milliseconds, which is a pretty significant amount of time for reverb. But as you can tell, it's all the way up. But then the shape, if it's not at 50%, pull it to 50. The size, you want to pull to 100. The stereo, you want to pull to 100. Then the decay time, you want to pull to 1.76 seconds. You can go ahead and check all the stuff over here. The dry wet should be at 50%, I believe. Then the density should be at 60, and the scale should be at 40. If not, then you can change those. But yeah, once you have all this reverb stuff done, this has been up for a while, and this is exactly how it should be here, so you can just kind of look at it if you need to. But this is what it should sound like here. Alright, final product, if you want to sample the bass drum, then this is what you should have with it here. That is literally nothing but a bass drum and a sound and a synth. So it's a very simple drop, believe it or not. It sounds like there's a lot going on, but there's not really. There might be some added effects they have behind it, but that's pretty much it. Alright, well, thanks for watching, everyone. I know it's kind of a bit of a lengthy video here, but as you all probably agree, it's worth it. Worth the time to get high-quality sounding stuff here. So, got some pretty exciting information here. I don't know if you heard or not, but I got a release on a record label here. The song is called Are You Ready? It's out on Subtone Records. You can go listen to it here. And then you can go buy it on Beatport now. I would really, really appreciate the your help, because I spend a lot of time doing this stuff here, so I'd really appreciate if you guys could help me out and go buy that song on Beatport. So, because my computer's starting to wig out here, so it's slowly dying. My Ableton crashes at least 5 times a day now, and this is a 5-year-old Mac, so still running Snow Leopard and just lazy, I guess. But I'm saving up to buy myself a really, really, really nice desktop, so that thing will last me forever. So yeah, like I said, if you guys can help me out, that's great. If not, then you can go and listen to it and still support me. Go follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, and go follow me on SoundCloud as well, because I've got some fun music coming out here. So once again, thanks for watching, and keep sending me requests. I'm gonna keep making videos. It's obviously taking me a little longer now because I have more things to do with my life than this, which was my summer. So yeah, I've got work and school and music making and stuff to do. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.